Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Pop Culture Promo. I'm Roy.
I'm Josh.
And this week we're going to be talking about Elimination Chamber. So Josh, what did you think about it?
It was a decent pay-per-view. Had some pretty cool moments take place during it, especially in the women's match.
Oh yeah, I think the women's match was match of the night, hands down.
Yeah.
Sadly, I think this was a two-match show.
Between which matches? The women's chamber and
the men's.
Okay.
Yeah, just the chamber matches.
Okay.
Everything else kind of was maybe C, B minus.
Right.
To me, it was.
Right.
But the women's match was worth watching the whole show for.
Oh, absolutely.
Starting off the night on the pre-show, we had Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson taking on the Miztourage, with Gallows and Anderson going over in 8 minutes and 50 seconds.
Why are Gallows and Anderson on the pre-show?
I know, against the Miztourage.
Yeah.
I don't understand. With the Revival, I think I text you and I'm like, where's the Revival at?
Yeah.
And then they show up, just a little backstage segment.
Yeah. Speaking of the Revival, the bar is like, we have no one else left to face.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the Revival?
Right.
It's just like they've just been forgotten about.
Unless they bring someone in for the bar, I don't know who they face.
Well, apparently, as of right now, rumor has it they're scheduled to face a tag team not on the main roster. I'm thinking it may be Authors of Pain, or they're going to have War Machine come directly to the main roster. I don't want.
No, I don't either, because first and foremost, they've already been shown on NXT television.
Right.
Or
so
programming,
SEC3.
not television. Yeah, that's correct. So why bring them to the main roster right now? We don't know what they can do in NXT.
Right.
We've never saw them.
Right.
Just, the little
We've seen
in the
them,
crowd.
We know they can wave.
Yeah, right. Authors of Pain would be good for the bar.
I think they're one of the members rumored to be called up.
Yeah.
After Mania anyway.
Sanity, you could bring them, but then I'm not sure what they're going to do with it.
I don't think the whole group is ready.
Yeah.
Eric Young, Killian Dane, absolutely. I just don't think, was it Sawyer Fulton?
I believe so.
And
Nikki Cross.
Nikki Cross. I don't think they're quite.
I could see maybe Nikki coming, but I don't know.
Well, Ember Moon is the one that's rumored to be called up. I don't think they need to call up too many NXT women. Because their roster is really...
See, I don't think you should call Ember Moon up. I don't think you should call any of the women.
Right.
Honestly.
Right.
Because, are they going to have 2 6-women tag matches now on Raw? If we continue to get more women on the roster, it's good for the overall product, but if you do not utilize your product...
It starts hurting the whole women's revolution.
Right. If you use... say Alexa Bliss, Bayley, Sasha Banks. Who else on Raw is a big draw?
Asuka.
Mickie James, Asuka. If you use those 5 women every week in singles matches or tag matches, that's okay. But if you start using like Mandy Rose,
who?
Right.
Sonya Deville.
Sonya, Mickie James. Did I say Mickie James?
I'm
sorry.
She can be on both sides.
Right. And now you're going to call up Nikki Cross. She's going to get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
The same thing on SmackDown. But that's just...
too much of a good thing is not a good thing.
Right. I think somehow the women should have their own show. I'm not sure how you do that, but if it's going to be like 205 Live, I don't want that.
Right.
I'm not sure, though, how you use your talent correctly in this. Especially on Monday Night Raw, you've got 3 hours of television. Mm-hmm. You could do maybe 3 women's matches and not 6 women matches all the time. You could do maybe a tag match and a singles match.
Okay, let me interrupt you there. You said tag match.
Mm-hmm.
How would you feel about women's tag team titles?
Oh, I would love that. love it if they do it right. I mean, right now the problem I think
Too many titles.
is too many belts.
Yeah.
Because look at the card for SummerSlam. Look at it for WrestleMania. Almost every match, or at least every other match, is for a championship.
Yeah.
And I think the championships eventually get lost in the shuffle. Also, they just become props then.
Yeah. They have no meaning.
No,
It's just something that you carry.
I think the most prestigious championship right now in the WWE is the United Kingdom Championship, because it's not defended. You have to actually earn that.
Yeah.
A chance to go up against who's the champion now?
Pete Dunne.
Pete Dunne.
Yeah. The Bruiserweight.
That's right.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic wrestler.
Of course, I think maybe at NXT this year they'll have a match for the UK Championship.
They should.
I can see that happening. I think the last time, wasn't it defended Survivor Series, NXT? It was Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne.
Yeah. Was it Survivor Series?
It could.
I thought it was like SummerSlam.
Could have been SummerSlam. I can't remember.
I think it was that Takeover Brooklyn.
Yeah, I believe it was actually. But that was an incredible match.
Oh yeah, that was some people's match of the year.
Yeah. But then moving along,
Wait,
I'm
before
sorry.
we move along, going back to talking about the revival, before we got off tangent there. Did you notice that their segment was cut off too? They were still in the middle of doing their thing backstage in their interview, and they just get cut off.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah. So go back and rewatch it.
I'll have to do that. I wasn't really into this match. I figured Gallows and Anderson would win it easily.
Yeah.
Which they did.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I guess it is what it is. I don't understand why they would cut them off, though.
I mean, I don't think it was due to a lack of time.
Right.
I think there were still several minutes before the actual event started.
And did you notice, like, this match never took place until like 20 or 15 minutes before the show?
Yeah.
The main show?
Yeah.
Why not have it early?
Right.
Like 15 minutes into the pre-show.
Or why not
have the match?
Why not have Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt on the pre-show?
Yeah. Yeah, especially what they did on the main card.
Yeah.
That was not good. So are they building Gallows and Anderson against the Revival?
I think they're just trying to find something for everyone to do.
Because what are we, 5 weeks away?
Yeah.
To Mania?
Yeah.
We still got five
hate,
shows.
I hate these short-term feuds.
Yeah.
That culminate at Mania. Because it makes Mania not feel. It makes Mania feel like just a big, like, payback for a big, not a champion or something like that.
Right.
It's like a bigger.
Oh, I agree.
It's supposed to mean something.
Yeah. You started your rivalry off at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And then after SummerSlam, you slowly built up to WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Now I feel like it's more, you start at Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
And build up. Or for SmackDown, it'll be Fastlane.
Yeah.
So.
And also, they give us the same matches.
Right.
And they give us the exact same match again at Mania. It's like this doesn't have any kind of different feel to it.
Once again, it's kind of like Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy.
Yeah, exactly.
We've seen that match on and off for 2 months at least?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but now rumor has it that Jeff Hardy will be back in time for Mania.
Yeah.
And he is going to be paired back up with Matt, since he was a big part of the Broken Universe.
Are they going with someone? Are they going to pair Bray Wyatt with someone?
I don't know. Who would you pair with him? Would you put the Wyatt family back together again?
No. The brothers over on SmackDown, they're doing good. I wouldn't put the Wyatt family. I wouldn't put Braun Strowman back with him because that would be crazy.
Yeah. Talk about wasted potential.
Oh yeah. I don't know who you would put. You couldn't. I would say Finn Balor, but that would be a waste because he's with the club.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of someone supernatural and not the Undertaker.
Why not have? It's gonna sound ridiculous. Why not have his brother, his real brother, Bo Dallas? I mean, Bo's already he's got the beard grown out.
Right. Yeah, it could.
He's got the long hair.
I think it could work.
Mistrage is not gonna last much longer.
Right.
It's already overstayed its welcome.
But then if you break up the Mistrage...
Miz doesn't need them either.
Right.
But they need Miz more than Miz needs them.
If you break them up before Mania, now if... the rumor is that they're going to be a multiple-man match for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania.
Yep.
So now if you break them up, the Miz has no one to fall back on. So you don't have that, hey, yeah, there's 4 or 5 more men in this match other than me.
Yeah.
But I've got these other 2 guys that are going to be fresh. They're not part of the match. They can come in and help me win.
Right.
So I don't think they'll break those 2 up right yet. I think they'll wait till after Mania.
I mean, that makes much more sense too.
I don't know.
Do you just have you don't have Jeff Hardy any kind of advertised for Mania? You just have Matt Hardy versus Bray Wyatt. Give them some kind of something. I don't know, maybe a pre-recorded match from the Hardy complex or compound or whatever it's called. And then halfway through the match, make it casket match. Make it buried alive match would work fantastic on the Hardy compound.
Yeah.
Why not do something like that and then have Jeff Hardy interfere and have him put Bray down and then keep Bray off TV for
a while,
6 months, a year. But you start doing.
They only kept Undertaker off 4 weeks for when he got buried alive here. We're keeping Bray Wyatt, and we'll make you think he is actually dead.
Well, then you can start doing something. Now, not... Okay, I'm going to compare him to Sting.
Okay.
But not have him walk around in the rafters. Not have him do all this stuff. But just kind of do just small little, hints throughout the year of him. I don't know how you would do it. But just have small teases. Teased in throughout the year. Sprinkled around. Then have him
be interesting.
Back. Yeah.
See how that would work out.
Because I think his character's getting kind of stale.
It is.
It's a fantastic character. I love that kind of. I love the Undertaker. I love the Bray Wyatt type characters. But keep him off, and let him write some stuff. Give him 6 months to let him go with some fresh stuff.
I hate to say this, but what if his tag team partner... No. His tag team partner would be Kane. And here's my reasoning.
You're going to go back to the Wyatt debut?
No.
Oh.
Well, I guess you could, but...
Talk about long-term
Let's talk about... let's look at it as if Glenn Jacobs is going to win the Knox County mayor. He cannot be a wrestler.
Right.
So this WrestleMania is potentially his final Mania. So why not have a match? Give him something. I would also say maybe you could do a Braun versus Kane at Mania.
I want something more for Braun.
Right, that's me. Something. We've saw this before. Yeah. We don't need these 2 going at it again. We know that, I guess in a way, the match could symbolize, once it's over, that Braun is the new monster of the WWE. But I kind of feel like he's already established himself as the new monster.
Yeah.
That we don't really need this match to tell us that. So, but I guess I'd be okay with Kane being Bray Wyatt's partner. I'd also be okay with maybe just doing Jeff Hardy against Bray Wyatt in a singles match with Matt in his corner. I think something is up with Matt Hardy.
Yeah, because you pointed something out to me yesterday.
Yeah. Go back and watch the match from Raw, or not Raw. I'm sorry, Elimination Chamber. There's a spot outside the ring. He looks like he's going to run and clothesline Bray Wyatt, and like when he starts running, he looks like he's just going in slow mo. To me, something just looks like it may be wrong with his hip, or I'm not sure.
I sure hope not.
It's really strange, and I've been noticing this for seems like quite some time now. So I don't know if something may be up with his health, there, or if he was just playing a character.
Do you see the Woken Matt Hardy working better as a manager?
Yeah, I could see that, because being a manager in wrestling today is a lost art.
Absolutely, unless you're Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman, right. Lana's okay. Carmella was okay. NXT.
Really, I can't believe we cannot think of his name.
I know, Paul Ellering.
Yes. Yes.
He's okay. He's just there.
Yeah.
He's
the mouthpiece for Authors of Pain,
and really he doesn't talk all that much.
No.
but
he doesn't. That with that type of team, he doesn't need to.
Right. But with Matt Hardy, that would work, I think. You could have him come out to the Delete and, Brother Nero, be the guy who is his vessel in the ring. Mm-hmm. Something like that. And
I mean, WWE is wanting Jeff back in the singles competition, so this could be the best of both.
Right. And then you could heal if Matt Hardy is injured. He could be healing, and then now you have a new storyline where Matt Hardy turns on Jeff Hardy, or Jeff turns on Matt.
I think I think you have, if that comes down to that, you just have Matt release Jeff, and you have Jeff go to SmackDown, or have Matt go to SmackDown, because we don't need to see them in a match again. They had a Mania match together. We've seen it so many times.
We have, but
we've not had Brother Nero versus Broken Matt.
WWE.
So, but I mean, do you just blatantly just do Hardy Compound stuff again?
Maybe once. Try it and see. Can't be worse than the Bray Wyatt House of Horrors match.
Or with the New Day and the Wyatt family at the Wyatt complex or whatever when they did that.
That was not as bad as the Bray Wyatt and Orton little deal they did.
When they were fighting in the house miles away from the arena.
Yeah. In the dark. And then they arrive at the arena in the daylight.
Yeah.
Explain that one. But I don't know. Getting back to the tag team division, right now you have the Bar. Who else do you have? You have Gallows and Anderson, but they've lost to the Bar before.
Titus Worldwide seemed like they were getting some kind of push.
And then they lost at Elimination Chamber, and then they lost in a 2 out of 3 falls match.
Yeah.
And it's two straight falls for the Bar.
Yep.
I don't understand. That seemed like they were pushing them. Now they're just going back down the ladder. It kind of. I feel sorry for Titus, because it always feels like this.
Yeah.
He's
he
right
so
there.
Close.
He's right there at the mountaintop. He's ready to plant his flag, on top, and then, no, we're coming back down.
That was the Primetime Players. Were they ever tag champions?
I believe so. Weren't they?
Let me refer to our friend Google for that one.
I know.
I feel like we should know this, but again, it was the Primetime Players.
Right, and tag team division has been down in recent years. Seems like they were, though.
Let's see. Primetime Players. Yes, they were tag team champions.
Okay.
Let's see. They won a triple threat tag team match against the Lucha Dragons and the Ascension. Oh man. To become number one contenders. And they defeated the New Day at Money in the Bank 2015. Yes.
That's why we don't remember.
And then the New Day turned around and defeated... They defended it against the New Day at Battleground. And then the New Day defeated them in a fatal 4-way match at SummerSlam. So, nice short run. Couple months.
And then they broke up, didn't they?
Yeah. Then they started focusing on their singles careers. That's the only title for Titus.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, he gives so much to the company. He gives back to the community.
Yeah.
You know, they film him doing this stuff.
Yeah.
And you don't put a championship on him? That's okay. You know, if you have a championship and you're on TV, hey, you know, you're going to get a lot more publicity this way. But I guess it is what it is. They know better than we do.
Yeah, evidently.
But come WrestleMania, I think it would be interesting to see who takes on the bar.
Yeah.
You know, I have no clue at this point.
I'm going to be completely honest. I don't think anybody at WWE knows at this point. They just screwed this up so much.
Could you have the Usos come over and say, "Hey, you've never faced us"?
So have champions versus champions? No, that's what Night of Champions is for, isn't it?
Well, maybe you could combine the belts and not have a tag team championship on SmackDown or Raw,
or have the same team on both. But then,
well, no,
I wouldn't want that.
No, have like one. Say you have the tag team division on Monday Night Raw, and you could have the women's division on SmackDown.
Okay. I don't like that.
Okay.
Because there's too many women.
They are.
To be on one show.
They are, but I'm just trying to figure something out here. You know.
You're trying to make it enticing.
Yeah. I just.
You have a tag team show on after 205 Live.
Oh, yeah. They hardly stay for 205 Live, much less a midnight show.
They can call it the 2-man power trip.
Yeah. But speaking of women, the Women's Elimination Chamber match kicked off the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view this year.
How do you feel about that? Them being the first chamber match?
You know, after watching it, I thought it should have been the main event.
Yeah.
Before that, I said no, let it be the first match. But now after the fact, I think they got the Rumble and the Elimination Chamber mixed up. I think they should have opened with the Women's Elimination Chamber, the Women's Royal Rumble match, and then closed with the Women's Elimination Chamber match.
Would you have had Ronda Rousey come out during Shinsuke's celebration?
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say.
Point at the sign twice.
That's what I was getting ready to say. We know why.
Yeah.
The women went on last at the Rumble, but this match was for the Raw Women's Championship. Your competitors were the champion Alexa Bliss taking on Bayley, Mandy Rose, Mickie James, Sasha Banks, and Sonya Deville. Bayley and Mandy Rose opened the match, and what I thought was very good storytelling. You had Bayley and Mandy going at it for 5 minutes, I think, and then Sonya Deville was the third woman in, so it was 2-on-1.
Yeah, and then who were the first two eliminated from the match?
Right, Mandy Rose. Well,
gotta make them look weak.
They do, because they're without Paige, they're nothing. They need to be on NXT.
Yeah, absolutely.
Together, I like how they, told the story together, they could overcome the odds.
Mm-hmm.
But just one-on-one, they're nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I also liked how they also kind of teased that they weren't a tag team. They kind of wasn't on the same page.
Yeah.
Because they never could beat Bayley. I thought, oh, well, Bayley's going to be the first woman to be eliminated.
Mm-hmm.
And
you get that underdog story for WrestleMania.
Yeah. I didn't like that. But I was wrong, thankfully.
Mm-hmm.
Your fourth woman in was Sasha?
Yep.
Sasha Banks. So then it becomes basically a tag team match.
You want to?
Your fifth woman in was Mickie James. And obviously your last woman was Alexa Bliss.
I didn't like Bliss coming in last. But obviously I know why. Like, we all know why she came in last.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like your champion coming in last and winning.
I didn't mind it.
I'm not saying they need to always be one of the first two.
Right.
But they don't need to be the last one.
Last one.
I understand there's going to be those times where they are.
I liked...
If they want to make the randomness, they want to make it seem legit.
I liked how... we'll just go ahead and say the... Mandy Rose was the first one eliminated.
Mm-hmm.
Sonya Deville was second, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And Mickie James was eliminated before Alexa could enter the match.
Right.
I like that story. So now we're down to Bayley and Sasha, and we're waiting on
the chamber to open. Yeah.
And they don't have the match. They don't fight.
Yeah.
And I love that because it was smart of the two women, not to go after each other. Mm-hmm. Wait for Alexa to come in, take her out, and we have to have a new women's champion.
Right.
I love that idea. I loved how Alexa climbed the pod.
Before she did that, though, she did the wonderful spot that is nowhere near overdone, where she shuts the chamber pod back.
Yeah.
So
right.
Original in that one.
Oh, yeah. But with her, it kind of worked because you're like, she shuts it, and you're like, okay, this is kind of funny because how is she going to keep it shut now?
You know what? I think it would have been better if she couldn't have shut it.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I agree. Thinking about it, yeah. But then wouldn't that make her look
even more weak?
Yeah.
True.
I like how she climbed the pod and Sasha went one way and Bayley went the other, and they she was in the middle and trying to go one way and she couldn't go. I like that. I think it kind of went a little too long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I thought it was weird where she tried to climb back
down and then
back
up. Yeah, I thought that was unnecessary the second time.
Yeah.
I loved how she
should have just, when she came down the first time, got in the ring, got back out on the other side, and
then climbed back up. I love that when she climbed the second pod, and we're getting to the spot, which we're about to talk about.
Mm-hmm. Spoilers.
I loved when she got up there, and Sasha's up there, and I believe Sasha hit her. Somehow she took her down.
Yep.
And Bayley is climbing up, and all of a sudden she just stomps Bayley's hand.
Bayley reaches up.
Oh yeah,
Sasha
that's right.
grabs
Bayley
her hand and then kicks her.
Yeah, kicks her.
Yeah.
I loved oh man, that I told you what I compared it to yesterday. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to share that with you, with the listeners. I compare the Sasha turning on Bayley to Mustafa and Scar from The Lion King. Just that scene. And if Bayley had fallen, all the way down to the chamber floor, that man, that would have been crazy.
Yeah.
I think Bayley, there for a while, she was kind of in a limbo. She wasn't getting cheered as much as she was.
She was getting more like the start of the John Cena.
Yeah.
Type, where she's getting still.
The kids are fully behind her.
Yeah.
But then the adults are kind of like, here comes Bayley. Here comes someone who likes to hug.
Yeah.
And she's supposed to wrestle.
Yeah.
But I like how I think this Elimination Chamber match, I think this has kind of swayed the people back towards Bayley in a way. And with Sasha, because people were starting to lose interest in Sasha.
Because she's face.
Yeah.
Sorry. She was face.
She was face. And, I love how we really don't know if she's a face or a heel.
Right. Because of what happened on Raw.
Right. That was all. See, more good storytelling.
Yeah.
Finally, the women are getting good stories.
Right. See, wasn't it... who was in the ring with Sasha?
Was it Nia? No.
I don't think it was Nia.
It might have been Mandy.
Anyway, she went to tag in... Was it... She went to tag in
Bayley.
And Bayley, she just
denied. Yeah, she just jumped off the apron and
she denied the tag.
She went to the bottom of the ramp and just stood there.
Yeah.
And the whole crowd was like, doing the when it happened, and people were cheering, and the announcers, they were, Bayley denied Sasha a tag, and Corey Graves is like, that's good for her. That's payback from last night.
Right.
And then, she's getting beat up. Sasha's getting beat up. And I love that photo there at the end after Asuka, makes, I think Alexa. She made Alexa tap.
Yeah.
And Asuka's in the ring. And Sasha is over to the side, to the corner of the floor. And Bayley is right there in the center of the ramp, and Sasha's just kind of staring over towards her, and Bayley's just looking at Asuka, smiling. I love that.
Yeah.
But I don't know what's the end game here. All that being said, what's the end game? All this love.
Match.
I mean,
yeah.
Okay.
But
is it for
the title?
Right. That's what I was getting ready to say. Shouldn't this be for the championship?
I mean, you would think so.
See, I wanted to see this last year.
Maybe they're mistaking the road for WrestleMania as the road for SummerSlam, and their timing's a little off.
Right. I don't know.
Maybe they'll do the whole
six
thing
woman
where they hug in the back or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry," then it just gets worse and worse.
I don't want to see a 6-woman
not again
match.
again. Especially after last year's.
Oh yeah, the SmackDown. Should have never happened.
Yeah.
Give the Raw women's.
It was way too quick.
No, you're talking about. I'm talking about the one with Naomi, Alexa Bliss, the one from SmackDown.
Yeah.
That went on between Lesnar and Taker.
Okay. Yeah.
That little debacle. I think they should have gave that spot to the Raw Women's Championship match, and maybe had that SmackDown match on the pre-show.
But you had the returning Naomi,
right in her hometown, winning the belt. But still, you could have done that on the pre-show.
I don't think
got the crowd.
She was that big of a.
No, I mean they cheered for her, but it was like, yay, next.
Yeah. So after that,
they went 29 minutes and 35 seconds. That's a lot of time for the women.
Yeah.
And like I said, there wasn't a spot in there that I was like, I wish this match would hurry up and end.
Yeah.
Everything, every corner we turned in this book, every page we turned in this story, I loved.
Yeah.
And I think I even texted you. I said, I'm in love with this match.
Mm-hmm.
And I just hope we continue this. And they did on Monday Night Raw. And I hope it continues forever.
Yeah. Yeah. And not just with the women.
Right.
Take what you've done here and
give it to
the men.
give it to the tag teams. Give it to the mid card.
Yeah.
Because we really need some mid card talent.
How about that promo after the chamber match?
Oh my Lord! Yes.
Can I just go ahead and compare it to something?
Go ahead.
Mark Henry's retirement, quote unquote retirement speech.
I think this is better.
I think it was along the same.
Yeah. I do too.
Get all teared up and then just turn on a dime.
Oh, I think, I hate to say it, I think this was one of the best promos in the history of the company.
It was really good.
It was awesome. You know, I was watching it at home. Me and my wife was watching it, and she's like, "Oh, that's really nice. How, you know, what she's saying there. You know, finally, you know, we have a Elimination Chamber match for the women. We've had a Royal Rumble already. Now all they need is, you know, to main event WrestleMania."
Mm-hmm.
And she loved how, you know, Alexa was just showing us a different side of herself.
Yeah.
You know, that she had wanted this since she was a little girl, and finally she's done it.
Do you think she was tapping into her original NXT persona?
I think she tapped into her personal feelings.
Okay.
I think everything she said came from her.
Right.
I think she meant every word of it, and then on a dime, she swerved us and went full heel. And I'm like, yeah. And when she did, I was like, oh my God, yes, finally.
You probably jumped up out of your chair.
I did. I was like, yes. And then I went and got something to drink.
You went and got something to drink for about 30 minutes, right?
No. oh yeah, I understand what you said. Yeah. Because next, after that, we get Cesaro and Sheamus against Titus Worldwide. This match lasts for 10 minutes and 5 seconds.
About 10 minutes and 5 seconds too long.
Nothing to talk about, really.
No.
Sheamus and Cesaro win, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've already talked about that.
The belts.
Nothing very good.
I mean, this match should have been at the Rumble. Because they'd already beat them. I mean, they'd already beat them twice before the Rumble. Which that should have automatically had them be number one contenders.
True. Instead of Seth and Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. This was not a very good match.
They shouldn't have beat him the first 2 times to begin with.
No.
As much as I hate to see Apollo struggling like this.
Yeah.
I think he's fantastic.
Yeah, I think
in ring.
Yeah, in ring he's great.
Yeah.
Lose a smile.
I mean, they put him with Titus. And they brought in Dana Brooke, but they didn't change him. He's just Apollo Crews with 2 people.
I think this was just a filler. Honestly, you know, they're like, we have these 2 matches. What else are we going to do?
Yeah.
We don't know, but we'll figure out something as we go.
You think they were just like, we've got these 2 matches that we've built this whole 3-hour pay-per-view on, or don't even know if it was 3 hours.
Now they went over.
Did they?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was over 3 hours.
So they were like, we don't want a match to outshine the matches we've built our pay-per-view around. So let's just put on the Bar versus Titus Worldwide. Because if they would have given us the Bar and the Revival, that would have been a fantastic match. I don't think that would outshine the Chamber at all.
Oh no!
But I think they might just be afraid of that slight possibility of that happening.
Then we have a match that, once again, I don't understand the booking of. Asuka taking on Nia Jax.
They always do these matches with the Rumble winner.
Yeah.
At this pay-per-view before
Mania.
You lose your title opportunity, or there's another person in your match.
Mm-hmm.
Can't we just have the feud start at Rumble and end at Mania with nothing, like no teasing with the third person?
Right.
Just give us the 2, the whole 3.5 month.
Yeah, January till 1st of April. Yeah.
Just give us a build.
Right.
A true build between 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
Between 2 wrestlers.
Oh, I agree.
Sorry.
This match goes for 8 minutes and 15 seconds. Nia looks like she's going to easily defeat Asuka here.
She was squashing her a little bit at the beginning.
And obviously at the end, it was Asuka going over.
Yeah, Nia Jax tried to hit a bonsai drop.
Yes.
Which I thought that was a nice little thing. I hope she starts doing that more.
Mm-hmm. If Nia won, she would have been in the championship match at WrestleMania 34.
She would have been added to Asuka's championship match.
You're
so
correct.
If she would have switched to face Charlotte, Jax would have been in that match.
Yeah. But see, here's the thing. I know a lot of people are saying it's still going to be Asuka and Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
They're not building like they're going to do that.
No.
After this past Raw, they're not looking like they're going to go in that direction at all, unless they swerve us and say, surprise.
Right. But we're a month and 5 days away from the time of this recording.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it's, I mean, if you're going to do that, you've missed your opportunity.
Oh, yeah. Big time, you've missed your opportunity.
You have to finish your feuds out before you can start a new one.
Because Charlotte's still got to go to Fastlane.
Mm-hmm. And that's still
2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
After Fastlane, you only have 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't understand Nia losing here unless Asuka is going to go to SmackDown. And then you could say, hey, we've got to come up with a number 1 contender for our championship.
Mm-hmm.
And now Nia can go and run through Bayley and Sasha and whoever else.
Yeah.
And take on
Mickey
Alexa.
James.
But I don't think I would like that Nia Alexa match. Especially if it's 1-on-1.
Right. There would be no believable way that Bliss could beat Jax.
And now if you do, I think putting Bayley and Sasha in the match and doing a fatal 4-way, I don't like that either, because now you're taking away from their storyline,
mm-hmm.
which should be, I guess I'm biased here with Bayley. I love Bayley. I think I don't know how you screw her up, but they figured it out. My personal opinion. But I think the Bayley-Sasha feud should be your headlining feud going into Mania for your women on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
That should be number 1.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Maybe they're going to do that match with the intent of it being above a title.
It could, but will fans appreciate that like that?
I don't think I would.
I don't either. I don't think,
because they're not names like The Undertaker,
right?
That can come in, or Triple H that can come in and have, people be like
invested.
Yeah. They're just not that caliber,
right?
Or near.
Sadly, they're not.
Plus, you can tune into Raw and see the match,
right?
Almost every week.
Yeah.
And we've had it already how many times?
Bayley and Sasha?
Yeah. At least twice.
Yeah.
I'm counting NXT.
Oh.
Because if you have the network, you can watch NXT.
See, they've had the first match was where Bayley won. Second match was the Iron Woman match.
Mm-hmm.
Then they had a match 3 weeks ago?
Mm-hmm.
3 Mondays ago?
Something like that.
I mean, they probably at least 5 times took on each other.
Mm-hmm. Just in one-on-one situations.
Yeah. But then we have Woken Matt Hardy taking on Bray Wyatt.
What did you think of the beginning of this match?
Oh, I loved it. I thought it was really good for Matt Hardy. I thought it was going to be Jeff Hardy.
Oh, I did too.
Honestly,
the first time he said you'll fade away and classify yourself as obsolete. The first time he said that, I'm like, is it Jeff's coming back?
See, I thought that was Jeff's voice.
Yeah, because we have a group text with all of us that watch it, and I texted it's happening,
Yeah, I got that. I'm like, this was after Matt Hardy came out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I think this is a rib. But I honestly thought, just like you, it was Jeff Hardy coming out. And it'd been a whole lot better.
Oh, much better. It would have been a much needed change between.
This was a 9-minute and 55-second classic.
It'll go down in the history books as being one of the best.
One of the best bathroom break matches here. Sadly.
Yeah. Two fantastic superstars.
Yeah. Wonderful characters if they're done right.
Mm-hmm.
But I, like I said, getting back to what I was talking about earlier, I think there's something wrong with Matt Hardy to where his matches are kind of slow. And they don't keep you entertained, as much as he did in TNA and Ring of Honor.
Right.
There's something just a little off about him. And maybe it's age. I don't know. I hope not. I hope it's not an injury.
Mm-hmm.
But...
Or if it is an injury, we definitely hope it's not anything.
Yeah, anything serious.
Yeah, couple months to heal up or something.
And what's sad about this, I was thinking about watching this match. Bray Wyatt on this same night a year ago won the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and now he's doing this.
Yep. Which now, in WWE's defense, this was a feud we wanted.
Oh yeah, that's correct.
This was a feud we wanted a year ago. This was a feud that if you had said Bray Wyatt versus Matt Hardy, you'd just been salivating a year ago.
And it still could get. I mean, it has potential.
Yeah,
to become good.
Yeah.
Kind of have a slow build, but I mean, it's there to take off like a rocket.
Yeah, they need. We know that Matt's not fully woken.
Right. I'm
hoping the woken part is just a phase, and he's going to eventually snap, and they're going to start being broken Matt Hardy. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping it's just like a transitional thing, because now they own the rights to the whole broken universe.
It's a possibility. I think they should give Bray Wyatt a gimmick match, and not the House of Horrors match.
You mean a match that actually takes place
in the arena? Yeah.
That's unheard of.
Right. Give him the casket match. Give him a Buried Alive. Give him something. Because Undertaker's not going to be using those matches.
No.
Again. No. That's over. So give him something a little supernatural. I'm not sure what you would do, but casket would sound interesting.
I'd be down for a casket.
So we'll see where they go with this. Hopefully it's awesome.
If they're going to do it again at Mania, hopefully something has changed.
Yeah, hopefully. Then we get to our main event. It's a 7-man. First ever 7-man. The biggest Elimination Chamber match of all time.
Yep.
The winner goes on to WrestleMania 34 to take on Brock Lesnar for the WWE Universal Championship.
Oh boy.
Your competitors are here: Roman Reigns taking on Braun Strowman, Elias, Finn Balor, John Cena, Seth Rollins, and The Miz. And The Miz, Seth Rollins, and Finn Balor begin this match.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about the start of the match?
Can I just say something before this?
Yeah, go ahead.
The Miz should not have been in this match.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. He's got the Intercontinental title.
Mm-hmm.
That belt should have been defended on this pay-per-view. Because they're not building towards an Intercontinental match at Mania.
Well,
I know they're going to do the next night on... They could just do the leftovers of... I'm talking at Elimination Chamber.
Uh-huh.
I know they're going to do probably the leftovers of Chamber versus, The Miz for the IC title. Minus Cena. But why couldn't we have had, The Miz defend against, I don't know.
Matt Hardy?
Yeah. Sure.
But
I know most of the big names were taken, and Ambrose is out injured, and Jordan's injured, and we got the injury plague of 2018 going on.
Here's my problem with that. You have 7 men in this match. I'm going to count Roman as he's supposed to be a face here,
Okay.
so I'm going to count Roman as a face.
Okay.
You have 7 men in this match. You have 2 heels. If you take The Miz out, you're down to 1 heel, who the crowd gets behind all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have that one guy that the crowd hates. And sometimes they don't hate Miz.
No.
Sometimes they cheer him. But Las Vegas, they hated him.
I just don't like seeing. To me, it really kind of kills the prestige of the belt to have the champion try to win an opportunity at another belt while still holding that belt. That may just be something for me.
I kind of feel like it maybe brings more prestige to it, because it shows what the Intercontinental belt is supposed to be. The Intercontinental belt is supposed to be that stepping stone to the next level, to the top of the mountain.
Right.
And
I understand that, but I kind of like the idea of you. I think maybe TNA did something like this before, but you have the IC title.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it is your stepping stone belt, but as soon as you earn that opportunity, you relinquish the belt. I think TNA did something where if you were X Division champion or whatever, you could vacate the title and challenge for the heavyweight title. I think they did that at some point. Something along those lines. I don't know. It's TNA. Who cares? But do something like that. I just don't like the idea of even giving a person an opportunity to have both belts.
I could see that. But then again, if you go like you were saying about TNA, and you said, who cares?
Exactly.
My point.
Yeah.
Who cares?
But just something along like that.
Because, like, if you relinquish the belt, we're going to get, like, a tournament every 4 months? I don't necessarily like that.
I don't either.
Like that thought.
But okay, say Miz would have won. Okay. Would that match have been for both titles? So if
John Cena took on Seth Rollins for the U.S. Championship and the World Heavyweight Championship.
But did who was Cena was the
U.S. champion.
U.S. champ. Did Cena win that match?
No.
My point.
So you're saying that if it's the Miz against Brock Lesnar, put the Intercontinental Championship on Brock Lesnar?
Exactly. It wouldn't work like that.
Well, I didn't think any of us picked the Miz to win this match.
No, but I'm just saying if he had the opportunity to win it.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying if he would have won. Is that how
if
it
he'd won I'd say if he had won, you would have had him drop it. Drop it before.
Yeah.
Have Lesnar come out and screw him. And I don't know.
I don't want to see that. Have Lesnar come out and just lay him out. We don't have to go that far.
Oh, well. Get your mind out of the gutter. It's happened before. With the... okay. Hulk Hogan took on the Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, here we go.
Warrior was Intercontinental Champion. Hogan was the World Champion. Warrior won that match. And he just kind of relinquishes the Intercontinental Championship. Mm-hmm. Don't ask me who wins. Who takes over after this, because I do not know. But why are we having this conversation here?
Because
The Miz would never beat Brock Lesnar.
Well, we know this. we all know this. It's just a matter of just one of those what if situations. But in the case of going back to Rollins and Cena, didn't Rollins hold both belts?
Yes. You want Brock to hold both belts too now here? The Warrior held both belts.
But what I'm saying is that you shouldn't have that opportunity to hold both.
You shouldn't?
No, you shouldn't.
Oh.
Somebody else should. Somebody else is in the position to hold that belt. Like, you could have somebody like Finn Balor. He should be an Aussie champion. So why have, again, why have Lesnar be Intercontinental and Universal champion? Have that
you could
thing
do
where if you win, you can only be one champion.
Do you remember when Kurt Angle
But then you have tag team
was Intercontinental and European champion, and at WrestleMania he was in the match with Jericho and someone else. He lost both belts.
Yeah,
you could have done that, where Lesnar loses both belts on the same night.
That's true.
In the same match.
But then you have Lesnar losing.
Okay, bye.
Exactly.
I mean, at this point.
Yeah.
I thought the opening match, or the opening part of the Elimination Chamber match was really good. I liked how The Miz tried to get both Seth and Finn on his side.
Mm-hmm.
Even going as far as trying to get Too Sweet
yeah.
Finn.
Yeah.
I like that. Then Seth and Finn double teaming The Miz. Also, I liked how Braun Strowman eliminated everyone.
Yes.
In the match except
I love that.
one.
Big dog.
Yeah. Obviously, at the end, it was Roman Reigns beating Braun Strowman after 2 spears, I believe.
Yes.
Kind of like WrestleMania when he did the same thing to The Undertaker.
Ooh. I'm looking at the methods of elimination here.
Okay.
Running power slam, power slam, power slam, power slam, power slam. Spear.
I also like, this was something I was talking to you about the other day. I like how during this match, Finn Balor does the coup de grace on to Roman Reigns. And you think it's over. And you're like, oh, he's going to get him again. Because if you remember the pay-per-view leading up to Great Balls of Fire back in the summer.
I forgot that was a thing.
It was an okay pay-per-view, okay?
It was a filler. Picture of Sasha with it said "eat balls" in the background.
But if you remember, in that match, Finn does the same move onto Roman Reigns, and you think it's over, and Samoa Joe chokes him out. Mm-hmm. I love how and inadvertently they may be doing this, but I like how they're teasing us that Finn has Roman Reigns' number. I like that.
Yeah.
Because that sets up a feud between the two for the future. Like I said, it may be...
Might be a coincidence.
Yeah. But I hope it's not.
Yeah. But then you're putting your faith in WWE
right.
doing something that makes sense.
Yeah. Finn Balor does the coup de grace onto Roman. You think it's over, but Braun picks him up for a power slam and eliminates Finn Balor.
Which makes no sense. You're not on a team.
Right.
Let him pin him.
I think you said power slam for everyone, correct?
Except for Miz, it was a running power slam.
Oh, okay. Ooh. Did Roman get power slammed? I don't think he did he?
I think he did, but he kicked out.
Kicked out?
Mm-hmm.
You know what they're building towards. If he kicked out of the power slam,
he's going to kick out of the F5.
He has to. No one has kicked out of the F5 since The Undertaker. to my knowledge. Samoa Joe didn't.
No. Kane sure didn't.
No. Who did Lesnar take on at SummerSlam? Google machine.
Let's get on the.
But I don't think
Google
anyone has kicked out of the F5 since the Undertaker. I'm pretty sure about this.
Did Goldberg?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. Because he only... No, I don't believe he did.
It was Brock Lesnar, Samoa Joe, Roman Reigns, and Braun Strowman for the Universal Championship
Okay.
at SummerSlam.
Oh, that's right. That's when Braun took him out. Took Lesnar out. But they're going to build Brock Lesnar giving the F5 to Roman Reigns, and he's going to kick out. Has to. That has to be what you're building towards. Because here is a guy in Brock Lesnar who is supposed to be the unbeatable beast, the conqueror, the man who ended the streak of the Undertaker before Roman.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to have the guy who beat the Undertaker last year kick out of the Conqueror's finishing move that no one has kicked out of since the Undertaker. That just... That kind of writes itself.
Yeah.
Not necessarily saying that's what I want to see.
Right.
But that match, that's what you have to see in that match.
That's what makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah, we have Roman Reigns going over in the main event. Then that brings out... Oh, no, I'm sorry. That didn't bring out Ronda Rousey. She was before that.
Oh, yeah. How could we miss that?
I know.
Rowdy Ronda Rousey.
That's right. She comes out to a better pop than I thought she was going to get.
She did much better.
Yeah.
Just this time than she did the Rumble.
You had
a whole lot better.
Kurt Angle come out first.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had Triple H and Stephanie, which Triple H was a surprise for me.
Yeah.
I figured they'd bring out Stephanie before him.
Well, when they showed it, they showed 4 microphones. They did the camera panning across the table or whatever. There was 4 microphones on the table.
Oh, okay.
So
I didn't catch that.
Was...
So they bring her out to sign her first ever WWE contract, and she says basically, "I'm here to earn my spot."
Mm-hmm. She didn't want any kind of special. Travel or any kind of special like hotels,
right?
Or any kind of guaranteed anything in her contract.
Triple H says that's good because she will be in a match at WrestleMania, but it will not be in a championship match.
Right, and that at that point, I was relieved.
Yeah, me too. That's what they need right now.
Yeah.
They don't need to bring her in straight to the title.
No,
that does not need to happen.
No,
and then she goes on to almost sign her contract when she looks up at Kurt Angle and says, "What's up? What's up?"
She's like, you want to say something, Kurt?"
Yeah, and he says,
something like, just how wonderful Triple H and Steph really are.
Right. And then she goes to sign it again. Am I right?
No, Kurt's like,
oh yeah, that's...
Triple H was so excited to finally sign you, so he can manipulate you.
Yeah.
You know, and then she just kind of, and at that point, Rousey just kind of stands up and is like looking at Triple H. And they're trying to be like, no, Kurt's he's sick. He's been in the hospital with pneumonia or whatever.
He's sick. He's delusional.
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
And then Kurt delivers I don't want to say the promo of the night because that went to Alexa, but maybe the moment for that spot when he says, basically, talking about WrestleMania 31, when Ronda gave was it the armbar? to
It
Triple
was
H.
some form of an armbar thing.
He
It was
said-
to Steph. It was on Steph.
Oh,
she,
yeah,
she
that's
threw
right.
Triple H. She threw him over her shoulder.
How did Kurt say it? 2 years ago. I'd have to look it up. Oh no,
I don't remember exactly what he said.
basically 2 years ago, she
Made her debut or whatever.
performed a wrestling move on us. Now we own before Kurt could finish what he was going to say, Triple H interrupted.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a very good interruption.
Yeah, and it wasn't like a heelish interruption. It was like still trying to play off the whole Kurt's sick. He's like, something like, Steph, you guys go ahead and finish this. I'll make sure Kurt's taken care of in the back or whatever.
Right. And then it goes on for a little bit, and basically it ends up Steph slaps Ronda Rousey.
Yeah. And it looked like a stiff slap, too.
Yeah, it did. And I loved how she sold it. She just hung her head down, and she didn't do, you know how the Undertaker snaps back and his hair goes back? She didn't do that, and I loved that. I loved how she just pulled her hair back and just kind of looked at her. And you're like, oh, here we go. And then Triple H gets involved and winds up going through the table.
Fantastic.
Yes. So, what are we leading to here?
I think it's gonna be Angle and Rousey against Triple H and stuff.
Because the next night on Raw, Ronda Rousey comes out mad at the world.
Mm-hmm.
And basically Kurt comes out and says, hey, no, it's my fault. I was sick. I had pneumonia for like a week.
Yeah.
And I was delusional. Triple H and Stephanie are good people.
Yeah.
And what I hate about this, he never denies it. You know, that he's lying to Ronda.
Right.
And then they're leaving, and this makes no sense whatsoever because Ronda acts like she's buying what Kurt is saying. And Triple H and Stephanie are like, yeah, he's sick, and all this. And he turns around and sucker punches him. Triple H sucker punches Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
That made no sense. Missed him by 2 inches. Literally. Go and watch it if you haven't already. Like I said before, I do not want to see Kurt Angle wrestling again.
So you want his final match to be
with the Shield.
Yeah.
It's over. I'm sorry.
I think he's going to have one last Mania.
I think you will too. I think it'll be a tag team with Ronda.
Yeah.
But
I think it'll be more of a highlight match for her. I think she'll do most of the heavy lifting.
But it's against Stephanie, who hasn't had a match.
Oh no, she'll go in against Triple H.
Oh, you think so?
I think so. Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. Based on what we've seen so far.
Does Triple H get a move in on her?
Did she kick out of the pedigree?
That would jump her. That would kickstart her definitely.
Yeah.
Into the main roster status.
Yeah.
I mean, she's already got that status, but for the WWE fans,
yeah,
that kind of boo her right now.
I'll be completely honest. I wasn't a fan of her at the Rumble, but I've changed my mind on that.
I was more in shock,
so
kind of like, oh, they got Ronda.
Yeah.
Okay, what's next?
Well, it's not okay. Not that I wasn't a fan because of she was. Oh, we got another UFC coming in to take over WWE. It was just the fact that I didn't think that she would be, from her performance at Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
She just seemed very. She seemed very off.
Oh yeah.
Like she was. I don't know if it was just her excitement.
Yeah, I think she may have been excited, nervous.
Yeah.
A little bit there. I know I would.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. The only thing that would make me more nervous is to be make your debut at Mania.
Yeah.
But after that initial from her, after her initial debut,
mm-hmm.
you kind of see how everything is. So then your next time you're on there, I feel like we've really seen more of how she'll actually be.
Yeah, I do too.
And I'll like it.
Yeah, I'm excited for her future in WWE. Getting back to talking about her taking the pedigree, and if Triple H, if there's any physicality from him, this is the PG era. Do you think they will allow a man hitting a woman?
I think at Mania, yeah.
Mm.
And because
I would like. I don't want to say I'd like to see a man hit a woman,
right?
But for this match, I would.
Yeah.
I would like to see her kick out of the pedigree.
Yeah.
But then, if she kicks out of the pedigree, everyone else who didn't kick out of the pedigree kind of look minuscule here.
But
in comparison.
But thinking about it, you make them look weak. But if you put them in a situation in like a real fight, they don't stand a chance against Rousey.
Right. Let me ask you this question. On Monday Night Raw, who was in the limo?
What limo?
Oh, okay. We're gonna go there.
Are you seeing things again, Roy?
When Braun Strowman was chasing Elias out of the arena, as he's looking at Elias running away, he says, "You're going to get these hands." Right beside him, there's a limousine pulling up.
That was Elias's ride.
Oh, was that his Uber?
There was a miscue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Elias ran past where he was supposed to go.
Let me throw this out. See what you think.
Okay. It was Maurice.
No. We never saw who was in the limousine, who got out of the limo. What if... Because it kind of... That segment on Monday Night Raw ended a little awkwardly, I think. You know, because of the whole Triple H sucker punching Kurt.
Yeah.
What if all this time Kurt Angle had a secret that he wasn't telling Triple H?
Son?
Yeah, no. What if in the limo...
I know where you're going with this.
Was The Rock.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something that they could come back on and say, hey, Kurt Angle was going to reveal who was going to come out, maybe to train Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
Or, show her how things are done in the WWE. But we never got to that point because Triple H attacked Kurt. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's just...
Yeah, I mean, The Rock is a piece of this puzzle, too, because they reference 31.
Right.
And he's who brought her in the ring.
Right. I think it would be a whole lot. I'm hoping it's The Rock and Ronda against Triple H and Steph.
Plus, there was that conversation of the backstage segment between The Rock and Triple H, how they were kind of goofing about how many times they'd wrestled and the matches. They were like, "Remember that time I beat you with so and so?"
Oh yeah.
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 They got really close.
Yeah.
Face to face, and they did the whole thing. It's like, so how are we going to get out of this situation? Because I'm not backing up.
Right.
I'm not backing up either. We both back up. 1, 2, 3. Either one backs up.
Yeah.
There was that. That was what? That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Was that during his hosting of Mania?
No.
Or was that after that?
I think that was after. Because Triple H took on Undertaker that night.
Yeah.
Actually, there was a confrontation that night at 27, if you recall. And this has nothing to do with what we're talking with. I'm just going to throw this out here, though. The Rock and Steve Austin.
No.
Was at WrestleMania 27. There was a little segment with Mae Young, and everyone was welcoming The Rock back home.
Mm-hmm.
And he would turn around and Mae Young would be there, and he turns back around and there's Mark Henry, and he turns back around and there's The Big Show, and then he finally says, who else could I possibly run into tonight? Or who else wants to tell The Rock, welcome back to the WWE? And he turns around and he's staring right in the face of Stone Cold Steve Austin. And the whole place went crazy. They never, I mean, they never had a physical altercation.
Right.
You know, they never touched each other, laid punches, you know, nothing like that. But just the two together on video, not in front of the live crowd, just on video, everyone went crazy. One of the pops of the night for those two.
Right.
But getting back to what we were talking about, I'm sorry for going off subject here. Triple H and The Rock have so much chemistry. They have such a history together. Now you could continue this history by saying The Rock brought in Ronda Rousey.
Mm-hmm.
That he introduced her to the WWE Universe. And by passing on Ronda, you pass on also the history of The Rock, in a sense. By having him bring her in,
mm-hmm.
you're including him now in her history. So when kids go and read about Ronda Rousey, they have to read about The Rock.
Right.
So he's never forgot.
Right.
You know, in that sense. But you're wanting to show off Ronda. My only concern is her opponent being Stephanie. Someone who's not been in the match, and I do not count the Vicky Guerrero thing.
The Vicky Guerrero thing.
You remember Vicky Guerrero's last night on Raw? She threw her in the...
No, she wrestled...
she wrestled...
Brie Bella.
Yeah, but then Stephanie came out, if you recall. Because that was the last thing Vicky Guerrero did.
No, Steph wrestled Brie Bella. That's
Oh yeah, she did, didn't she?
Yeah.
Must not have been a good match because I don't remember it.
No, it wasn't a good match whatsoever.
So if you're wanting to have a memorable match, bring in The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Do everything you can for it to be Rock and Triple H. Because Ronda, in the long run, she's going to be there more than those two superstars are.
Oh, yeah.
But you have to have someone else carry this match besides Ronda and Steph, because that's not going to cut it. I don't think. Now, Steph, I think she's probably the best heel in wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you just say her name and boo.
Yeah.
But her in-ring capabilities, I think, have passed. You know, she's...
Years ago.
Yeah, she's a mother of 2 children, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't saw her in I guess since Brie Bella or Nikki Bella.
We found out when that was.
One of the Bellas. I think I remember that. Because one of the that was when they done the Bella split, right?
Yeah. 2014.
Okay,
SummerSlam.
so almost 4 years ago. That's a lot of ring rust.
Oh yeah. A lot of ring rust compared to 0.
Right. But you also, like you were saying, you're comparing 0, right, to Ronda.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a newbie taking on someone that's not been in the ring in almost 4 years. That's not going to be the highlight of WrestleMania.
Absolutely not.
So bring in The Rock. Do what you can. Pay it out. You're going to make the money back.
Mm-hmm.
Have Rock and Triple H one more time. Because we have to look at this as this is the final time these two men will.
Why not have Kurt Angle Triple H one more time?
I think his time's over.
Well, yeah. Sting's time was over.
But Sting could go.
Kurt Angle can go.
I don't think he can.
You don't think so?
I don't think he can go in a one-on-one. I don't think he can carry the match.
Have you watched his stuff like the year before he came back? Like his stuff in WCPW?
No, I haven't.
He can still go. Unless there's always he could have had something.
See, I'm going off the Shield match, and he was in something else, wasn't he? Well, he's been in 2 matches, correct?
Has he?
I know he was in the Shield match because his leg was all taped up. Or was that the Shield match?
That was the Shield match.
Okay.
Unless he was in a Survivor Series.
I think he was. Yeah, because Triple H turned on him.
Yeah, that's right.
Or not turned on him, but beat him up.
Yeah. He pedigreed him.
Well, yeah, I guess he would have turned on him because he was part of Team Raw.
Mm-hmm. And that his leg was all taped up there.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Just those 2 matches,
now
he hasn't impressed me. I'm
now
sorry.
His WCPW and stuff like that's not like 2003, 2002 Kurt.
Uh-huh.
It's nowhere near that caliber. But it was still pretty. He can still carry a match.
See, I think that's what fans are going to expect is that old style Kurt. They're going to say, hey, this is going to be a great match.
Right.
Kurt Angle and Triple H going at it one-on-one probably for the last time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be a disappointment because we're going to get old man Kurt taking on old man Triple H. Undertaker-esque Triple H here.
Yeah.
So like I said, it'll be interesting to see where they go with this. But I'm hoping Brock and Rousey against Triple H and Steph. And I'm really intrigued about Mania this year. Besides the obvious, Roman and Brock.
Yeah.
We don't really know what we're going to get.
No.
You know, we're not guaranteed AJ and Nakamura, sadly.
Don't.
And
I don't even want to think about it not being those.
Like I said, I've said this a couple weeks ago. I believe I said this the first time I was on this podcast. I don't think it will be AJ and Nakamura. My reason behind it, there's so much build up right now. Mm. They're wanting you to think you know what's going to happen. And just like Roddy Piper said, when you have the answer, I change the question. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what's going to happen here.
So, do you think now that Cena has been added to the main event of Fastlane, and it's been turned into a 6-pack challenge for the WWE Championship, do you think he'll win it?
I do not. I don't think so. Because on Monday Night Raw, during that promo, he calls out The Undertaker. He says, I challenge, I know how I'm getting to WrestleMania. I challenge The Undertaker. And then he says, no, I can't do that.
He says something about the match would be impossible.
Yeah, that match would be impossible.
Yeah.
I've already asked for that or something.
Yeah.
Here's my theory. If it's not going to be The Undertaker taking on John Cena at Mania, why mention it? Because any match you put Cena in now is going to be at the bottom of the barrel compared to The Undertaker. Because that's what the fans are going to be saying. Hey, why not The Undertaker? Why not The Undertaker?
Well, there's been that rumor floating around of Rey Mysterio, coming back for Mania against Cena.
I don't like that at all.
From what I understand is that's because of his the reaction he got at Rumble. The Royal Rumble.
Bring him back and let him take on The Miz or something. I mean, I guess we're getting the.
From my understanding, it's a one match.
One
deal.
match. Why don't you bring him back and let him take on Dolph Ziggler, Sami Zayn? Somebody
get Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Somebody besides John Cena, because that match. It'll be maybe be a good match, but why?
Other than Rumble, I haven't really watched any of Mysterio's more recent stuff. But it should be pointed out that he has canceled his indie appearance from WrestleMania weekend. He was scheduled for a show the Friday before Mania, and he is no longer being advertised for it.
Okay, so that kind of sounds like he'll be at Mania.
And that fuels the speculation.
I hope it's against someone else. I wouldn't mind seeing Ray. I'm not that big of a Mysterio fan, but he adds to the card.
Yeah.
You know, now he does. I don't think he did previously.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a whole different talk.
Yeah. We'll talk more about Mania.
Oh yeah, closer.
In the coming weeks.
Yeah. I just don't. I like I said, everything, unless it's Cena and Taker, everything else is meh right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how the fans will treat this, I believe.
Because we've had Cena and Nakamura.
Have we?
Have we? I thought we had.
At the Rumble.
That might be what I'm thinking about.
Yeah, they at the Rumble they went up against each other.
That could be what it is.
Because it was Nakamura, Finn Balor taking on, or the Final Four was Nakamura, Finn Balor.
Oh no,
John
we had John Cena versus Shinsuke Nakamura on August 1st, SmackDown.
Okay, Cena win.
Let's find out. It was a 12-minute match or a 10-minute match. Nakamura wins.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, I don't think they're going to do Cena and Nakamura, because that means Cena has to come in as the champion, which would also mean that Cena beats Ric Flair's number.
His WWE number.
Yes. That's what they recognize. That's the only number they recognize.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to save that for down the road.
He'll win it at a Mania.
Yeah, it has to be. Granted, they did the same thing kind of with Charlotte last year with their pay-per-view streak, ending the pay-per-view at Fastlane before Mania, which was nonsense.
Yeah.
But I don't think Cena will win this match at Fastlane. I could see. I hope AJ does.
Oh yeah.
But I could see Owens and, like I said, Owens and Zayn kind of doing a double pin.
Being co-champion?
And being co-champion.
Going in with a triple threat against Nakamura?
No. AJ invokes his rematch clause. And it's a fatal 4-way.
No. No multi-man. One-on-one.
We're getting one-on-one.
Huh?
Roman and Brock. Don't look at me like that.
The only if Owens somehow wins the championship again, Zayn has to take it from him.
Okay.
And at this point, if he did this, then why? That's just wasting Nakamura again.
Right, because Nakamura's not going to lose it or win it.
Lose to Jinder Mahal.
But they did the same thing last year. Bray Wyatt won the championship at Elimination Chamber and lost at Mania to Orton.
Yeah.
So he was kind of like a transitional champion.
But they already had that feud.
True. I don't know. I'm just
into it. Because wasn't Orton in the? He wasn't in the chamber match, was he?
No, because he won the Rumble.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want AJ and Nakamura, but I think they're going to throw us a curveball. I really do. Hope I'm wrong.
I have faith in WWE. I know I shouldn't. I should not. I absolutely should not have faith in WWE. But I do. They will give us Styles Nakamura.
Hope you're right.
But next week's show, we'll have our Fastlane, more discussions about it and our predictions and stuff.
Yeah, that will be the go-home show for us for Fastlane. Because Fastlane will be March 11th. Mm-hmm. Yes, from Columbus, Ohio. That would be interesting.
Which we will be attending a SmackDown Live event the night before.
Yes, right here, pretty close to us in Corbin.
Mm-hmm. Corbin, Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
Main event being advertised is
AJ Styles against
Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in a handicap match for the title.
Yeah, it won't. He won't lose it then.
No, but we did have Balor lose to Joe. Not Balor. Was it Balor? In NXT.
That's NXT though. Come on now. Well, AJ did beat Jinder Mahal at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
In a live house show.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, it was the Garden.
Not the arena.
Yeah, not the arena. I doubt. We know who's winning this.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, next week I'm excited to talk more about Fastlane. Mm-hmm. But let's get to something that was discussed, or the news that broke this week. What about Brock Lesnar and his contract with the WWE? What do you think about this situation?
Apparently, he has already met the number of dates that he was contracted for.
Yes.
So that kind of screws Mania.
See,
unless they decide to shell out loads of money for him.
Right. If this is true, and we don't know this is just
now,
pure speculation.
Paul Heyman has posted on Twitter that his client will be defending his title this weekend.
Right. Against Kane in Chicago.
He will fulfill his commitments or whatever to defend the title.
If this is true, and WWE, they have dropped the ball on this, how do you not know how many more dates this person has?
Yeah.
You know, I'm obligated for 10 appearances, and I'm coming up on number 10 5 weeks before WrestleMania.
At a live event.
Right. How do you justify that? How does this slip through the cracks here? I don't understand. At Elimination Chamber, being in Vegas, Brock Lesnar was somewhere in the city because Dana White posted a picture of him and Brock together.
Yep.
So, with a smiley face in the comment section on Twitter, I think this may be just a ploy from Brock Lesnar to try to get more money out of the WWE.
Yep.
Because I guess you could say this to the UFC too. Who does Brock face in the UFC?
I know nothing about UFC.
Right now, John Jones is their biggest name, in my opinion.
Right.
And he's going to be suspended for doping. He's not suspended yet. He's been fined, and I guess he has been suspended. His license has been revoked.
Okay.
So, I guess if I'm UFC, I'm thinking, I have no one that can draw, on my roster. I need to bring someone in who can draw.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess you could offer Brock whatever he wants.
Yeah.
But then again, if I'm Brock, I'm like, who am I going to take on here?
Who wants to give me more money?
Right. I don't know. If Jones was still there, yeah, I could see Brock definitely leaving the WWE and going to UFC to have that match. But now that it 9 times out of 10 won't ever happen because of the steroid, John Jones being tested positive for steroids. I think Brock stays in WWE.
Okay.
This is kind of a double-edged sword here. In the fact of we want something new in the WWE.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we don't want Brock Lesnar as our champion. Because how many times have you seen the Universal Championship since the last Mania?
I think you could count it on your hands.
Yeah. I think that championship needs to be on Monday Night Raw, not every week, but at least once a month.
Yeah.
You know, let us know that, hey,
I personally think in some form every week.
This championship still exists.
Yeah. Because whoever is the champion is supposed to be your main guy on the show.
And this isn't the early 90s and, you know, back in the 80s with Hogan, you know, having the belt, and he doesn't have to be on television, you know, because you have Savage as your Intercontinental Champion.
Right.
You know, that's a whole different ball game. Now, because they didn't have they weren't on television doing live events every week.
Right.
You know, if you had Hogan on your show, that was going to be a big ticket show.
Mm-hmm.
But now with Monday Night Raw and how cable and pay-per-view works, you have to have your main guy on the show every week, night in and night out, to keep the fans happy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, hey, we have this guy, you know, he's our champion, get behind him, support him. Or if he's a bad guy, boo him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we want to see the
give us some kind of reaction to it.
Yeah. So I think the championship should be on television more.
Yeah.
But then again, if you get rid of Brock Lesnar, you're getting rid of the guy who broke the streak.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I talk about this all the time when I talk about Lesnar. But why let Lesnar in the streak in the first place? And I know the rebuttal is going to be, well, it was Undertaker's idea. Undertaker was happy with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was satisfied. He wanted him to. That's fine. But if the end game is that Lesnar is leaving now, what are we, 4 years after?
This will be for
WrestleMania 30?
Yeah, this will be the
fourth year.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that the guy who ended the streak is leaving now 4 years later. Something that should carry on for years and years and years down the road is going to just go away. Mm-hmm. That I hate that. But I guess it is what it is. Let me ask you this. What happens to Paul Heyman?
I think he should stick around.
Mm.
Not on TV for a bit. Give him a few months backstage working with on creative or something like that, because he could do wonders. And then bring him back as a mouthpiece for somebody.
Do you put him? Here comes the question. Do you put him with Rousey?
Does she need him?
At this point, I would say no. But we've only heard her talk, twice now?
Yeah.
So
that could be it.
We'll see.
Leave him off, put him on creative, see how she is.
Yeah.
And then you could use him. You build her as a face. Use him and make her the top heel.
Top heel, yeah. Right.
That's if she needs him. If she doesn't need him and you call up the Authors of Pain, we know Paul Ellering is not going to want to be on the
come
road.
with him, yeah.
Because, I mean, if he wanted to be on the road, I don't think he would be in NXT right now.
Right.
Put Heyman with the Authors of Pain.
Okay. I could see that. I'm not sure what to do with Paul. Because he's so good with Brock right now. And if you put him with Ronda, I mean, I guess, hey, there's 2 UFC stars that Paul's been with.
Right.
You know, you could build that. I just don't like the fact. I want Brock to stay. Just don't book him as this monster heel. As this, this guy who can't be beat.
So you want, like, 02 Lesnar?
Yeah.
You want goofy mariachi band?
No, not that. Just someone who, he can't, Seth Rollins might not be able to beat him, but, in the right match, yeah, Seth Rollins could beat him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I've never really cared too much for Brock anyway. I don't know. Like I said, I'll be glad.
The thing with Lesnar, he draws.
Mm.
And that's what you kind of have to base him around on.
If he hadn't broke the streak, I'd say good riddance. But now with the streak...
I 100% see that. But then again here, WWE is a business, first and foremost.
Mm-hmm.
Lesnar cost money.
Right.
Probably more than they want to pay him. I would think.
Mm-hmm.
Because why would you... I know I just said he draws tickets, which he does. Does he make up for it? He signed.
Yeah.
What was his contract for? Do you remember?
Oh, I'm not sure.
It was
crazy.
Outrageous.
Yeah.
Number. I don't think he makes up for it.
I don't think he does either. I mean,
and that's just insert number of appearances here.
Yeah.
That's not full time. That's a very limited contract. It was the biggest at the time. And it may still be the biggest.
See, I would think Cena would be the biggest. That would make more sense than. But now, Lesnar probably is the biggest. Because WWE wants him for some odd reason, and they're going to pay whatever they want or whatever he wants, so he'll stay.
Yep.
Do you think his move on this past Monday was a good one? Do you think that was smart on his side?
See, again, I'm not convinced that wasn't set up.
Okay.
I'm not convinced that they're not playing off of last time Lesnar left. Because last time he no-showed an event, and then the picture of him and Dana White was uploaded on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're kind of playing off the same thing.
See, I was under the understanding that this was the only time they had actually booked Lesnar, and he no-showed. Because from what I read on the internet, this was planned way back before Christmas, I believe, when tickets went on sale for this past Monday.
So he was advertised,
and he was advertised from day one.
Yeah.
And this was the first time that he did not make a date that he was advertised for.
Let's see. Because I'm thinking I thought I read somewhere that's what happened in 20 something.
Okay. See,
I'm trying to find it here on the internet.
in my opinion, him doing this, if this is not a work, shows you exactly what he thinks about the fans. That he does not care about what anyone thinks or how anyone feels about him for that matter. And I hate that. I'm not saying everyone should, be fan friendly and, well, I guess I am saying, yeah, you should be fan friendly because that's who, in the long run, we as fans put dinner on your table. We give you the money. We give WWE the money. In return, they give you the money if you're getting over. So I think, yeah, you should care what we think. But I mean, Lesnar has always been this way. I know I'm preaching to the choir here.
I'm not seeing. Let me go back here. So it wasn't. Has it been officially affirmed that?
I don't think it's officially confirmed. I read that. I think I'm not sure where I read it. Maybe Wrestling Inc. Somewhere on the internet I read that though.
Okay.
I'll look more into that. We'll talk about more next week.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure we'll talk about it much more between now and Mania.
Oh yeah, because we got 5 weeks.
Yeah.
We're going to have a lot of good stuff coming up for Mania. A lot of really good plans
headed this way. Big plans especially for Mania weekend.
Next week we have the go home show for Fastlane. We'll have a preview for that, and we'll talk more about Brock Lesnar and his contract. Also, just to do a little quick touch on it. This week in the news, what do you think about Fox in general, trying to acquire Monday Night Raw from USA?
From what I read, is if it happens, Raw would go down to 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a positive.
It's a positive and a negative.
Yeah. It's a positive for the fans and a negative for the business.
Yes. I think in the long run, it may be a negative for the fans as well.
You think so?
In the long run. Because we're going to lose those mid-card guys. Those lower tier mid-carders. Mm-hmm. They're going to go to the dark matches and
main event.
Yeah, and who knows, even if they'll make it to that.
Yeah.
So it has its good and bad points about this. But at this point, it's just speculation.
Yeah.
So we'll probably know more in the coming days and weeks, especially before WrestleMania, I would say.
Hopefully.
Something else I don't understand, and I haven't looked this up, so I could just be totally wrong, but isn't Disney acquiring Fox, the company?
I think the acquisition has already happened, yeah.
So that would mean, if I'm not mistaken, the Walt Disney Company would own the television rights of Monday Night Raw. Mm-hmm. So I think that's kind of strange. Mm-hmm. But I'm for it, I guess.
But then you look at it, Disney owns
everything else.
The Alien franchise.
Yeah, right. They own Forrest Gump. Yeah. What was it? Aliens. I think it was Forrest Gump. Avatar. Mm-hmm. Definitely Avatar.
Well, see, Disney owns ESPN.
Correct.
And they were doing wrestling stuff for ESPN.
Right. See, that would be... We could get a show on ESPN on Saturday night.
Yeah. Well, no, that's
off in the off season of basketball.
Yeah.
Um,
that could
and
be
football.
where the mid-carders go.
Yeah. Or do a Sunday night. Well, no, you've got. Oh, well, you could do Sunday night because Sunday night football, NFL Sunday night football is on NBC. So ESPN doesn't have anything usually on Sunday nights. They got the 30 for 30 shows. Just something to think about.
Yeah.
As we go into this transitional period, possible transitional period. But this upcoming year is a contract
TV
year,
renegotiations.
Yep. Negotiation year. So it should be interesting to see how this all plays out. But I'm sure we'll get to more this next week.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. So, are there anything else you would like to add this week, Josh?
No that I can think of. No.
I'm
sure we're missing something.
I'm sure we are. We didn't
we
cover anything on SmackDown, but
yeah, I don't think there was really much to cover.
No, just the John Cena beating AJ Styles.
Yeah. Leave any kind of feedback.
Yeah, guys, we'd
comments,
love to hear what you all think.
Something to help us make this product a little better.
Yeah.
We're going to try to start doing more videos other than just the podcast.
Yeah.
Here coming up soon.
Try to do hopefully most of the time do like a live little result after Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, NXT.
Kind of do like a show recap type thing.
And then do a major podcast between the us guys here. But if there's something y'all would like to see or listen as us talk,
or something that's different, that you'd like to see us do different,
just tell us, and we'd love to hear what you have to say, and we'll take your feedback and try to make the best of it.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully there'll be a lot of good news this week. We can talk about it more next week. But if we don't have anything else to talk about, I guess we'll
call it here.
Yeah. So, guys, we'll talk to you next week.
Well, see you later, guys.